Hi, here I am with the wonderful Caitriona Ellis, Financial Academy, and I'm going to grill her about her experience in Let's Get Visible, and see, what's been happening and where she was before we met. Um, so thank you so much, Caitriona, for talking to me today. I just wanted to ask you what was it like before before you joined Let's Get Visible? What was going on for you?
I think with Let's Get Visible, I when I started before I started in it, I knew I could see the potential in LinkedIn, but I didn't know how to make a reality for what I was doing. And I had some presence in terms of marketing, but it wasn't consistent, and I wasn't sure whether it was hitting the mark or not. So it was really, I guess, a place of lacking clarity, lacking direction, and knowing there was something there, but not knowing how to crack into it.
Very good. And so what did you want though out of your business? Like, why then did you consider using LinkedIn?
Because the ideal clients that I was targeting were on that platform. So it was one of my top two platforms to target. And I wanted to know how to do it properly, to do it professionally. So that was the reason why, when I looked at Let's Get Visible, it was very specific to LinkedIn. And I liked the fact that it wasn't doing this platform, that platform, the other platform. It was very specifically focused on LinkedIn, and I knew that's where I needed to be, and I just wanted to learn how to be there in the best possible way for what I do.
And where did you start your search?
In terms of,
Like, if you knew it was LinkedIn, was it that you came across Let's Get Visible first, or you knew you wanted to be on LinkedIn and you were looking for stuff?
I think probably it was a combination, because I think, I was reading something recently about, what clients are looking for. They're looking for like why you're the right person and why, and the transformation. And I think I'd come across you in August that year. And I loved how you interacted. I like working with people who I click with. So that for me was already tick the box. I could totally see me working with you, and you being an amazing teacher because of how I'd watched you on in our networking circles. You done various presentations. I was reading your content. It was really hitting the mark. I was aspiring to get to a position that you were at, in terms of having that regular flow of clients through that channel. And I definitely felt very comfortable with you as a guide. So then it was a case, okay, well, that's the right person, definitely. Is this the right product? Well, yes, because that's what you're looking for on that channel. So it was just a click when you offered it. So I met you in the August, you offered that maybe November, December time, and it was just a yes. So it was just tick tick done. So it was easy. That's just based on how I make decisions.
Oh, cool. And then, um, what made me stand out from other options, or what were you feeling when you decided to work with me?
Um, well, you're a mum, with experience in that space. You get it. You're very credible. You are very understanding of the places people are coming from. I think you naturally attract women, and I think you're really inspiring as to want, from my perspective, to be in a position that you're in, to have that regular flow with that platform, because I don't want to be spread too thin. I know LinkedIn is one of my top two, and I just want to nail it. So you, to me, were the person who I definitely have on a pedestal in terms of LinkedIn. You're nailing it. So I want to learn from somebody who knows what they're doing, and who is credible and authentic, and who is very relatable. So it was, yeah, absolutely, it had to be you.
And what almost prevented you from going for it, if anything?
Um, I don't think there was anything for me. It's I know straight away if it's yes or no, or if it's I'm not sure, I'll sleep on it. So I think with this, it was just it's not just a weekend thing or one-off workshop. There was that continual support all through the year. So it wasn't a case of do this now and you'll be sorted. It was a case of, okay, well, you're going to have hit various things, experience different pieces as you go through the 12 months. So knowing that support over that time period was really reassuring, because it's not something, social media is not something I think you nail, most people nail quickly. And so it was that long-term offering that I really appealed to me.
And what features of my service convinced you to, like, kind of, was there something that, so you mentioned the monthly catch-ups, was there anything else that you were like, oh yeah, no, I need that?
I think it probably wasn't necessary, but it was definitely a nice added bonus was the experts that you brought in. So some of them in particular made a lot of sense. I loved also the structure. So you had the open Q&As for, anything was welcome, but you also had structure around some of the key pieces. So the one in particular, there's two in particular that popped for me. One was I think there was one around Canva, and the other one was around AI. And you had the tools, and you showed us live how to do it, and that was really good in terms of batch creating stuff, having that schedule, like you have your spreadsheet where you're planning everything out, and you can see the year how it's going to work, etc. So I think those were some of the key pieces that I found really good, were the actual workshops that you did yourself. And then some of the experts were really good timing in terms of some of the stuff that I was looking to offer. So there was such a real mixed bag. But I think your guidance was definitely first and foremost was the most valuable piece of Let's Get Visible.
Oh, thank you so much, Caitriona. How did you feel? Like, I know we're still going, but how did you feel working with me for the year so far?
Just really comforting. Like, I've just put the dates in my diary, and if something comes up in that space, I would just make a note on the date to say, remind myself to ask you to bring that to the call. And the calls were recorded if there was some of them I couldn't make. And again, the other people that you attracted to that were super, similar personality to you and I, and it was just a lovely supportive group to be involved in. So it was just knowing you had that touch point on a regular basis, whether it was content specific or whether it was just an open session for your questions to bring it. Then I've never had a question on LinkedIn stuff that I haven't been able to answer. It was just, knowing that comfort that was there, and that window was there at any stage on a regular basis to bring what I need to bring.
Oh, cool. That's so good. And thank you for that feedback. Tell me, like, in terms of your content, or your presence on LinkedIn, what have you been able to achieve since working with me?
Well, I didn't, when I started, have a page, so that was an education in itself. Then when I tried to get my newsletter on that, which I already had on another platform, I learned there was from you that there was other pieces I needed to go in. So I set myself the objective of getting the number of followers I needed, and I think it's in excess of that now. So I was able to set the page up, get the numbers that I needed, get that newsletter sorted. So it was just adding layers and layers to my presence, and on my own personal profile then getting a better sense of regularity as to what I wanted to have in my shop window, so that anybody checking me out could see the content, what I'm talking about, who I help, and the different avenues that they can explore my stuff in. So whether it's my blog, or let's have a chat, or do my little checklist, whatever. So it was getting consistency on that, and that's still a work in progress. I've still work to do on that, but it definitely feels better to have a better sense of showing up regularly. And it's much easier, even if it's not perfect, it's better to have some sense of presence there and to continue to grow that and mold it as you get more and more aligned with what your message is. So I think that's definitely gotten stronger over the year. That it's almost like it was just, I kind of feel like, started at the beginning of the year and it was a bit like chaos for me. And then it was about, okay, well, what's your priority right now? So looking at the profile and making some changes on that. It wasn't in a bad position, but it's definitely better than it was now. And then working through the content and just month by month trying to, okay, well, this month, what's your priority? What do you need to work on? And each month just adding a further layer and layer. And it feels like looking back that, yeah, I've done a lot. I've made a lot of changes. And yeah, I'm sure I'll continue to do that.
Oh, brilliant. So, final question. If you would recommend working with me, like why? Why would you recommend us to someone?
Because I would recommend working with you, somebody who specifically knows they need LinkedIn. Definitely. I mean, the experience that you have across so many organizations of all shapes and sizes, offering all sorts of different offerings. So you've such a depth of knowledge. You are very approachable. You're very authentic, straightforward. You don't waffle. You just get straight to the point in a very nice, kind way. And yeah, you just know what you're talking about. So if it's LinkedIn, somebody is struggling with, then I would absolutely put you as the number one person to go to get your LinkedIn stuff sorted.
Oh, thank you so much, Caitriona. And thank you so much for watching. If you need to really have an overhaul with your finances, to really consider like how or why you're not making those goals that you need to, then you've got to check out Caitriona Ellis. Go and connect with her or go follow her on LinkedIn. And again, thank you so much. I really, really have valued this time that we spent together.